Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-September 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Cancerians. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My God, Spirit Team, yeah, the deck's trying to talk to us already. What do we got here for the Cancerians in mid-September? Please, what energies, messages, insights can we take a look at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Cancer, please. What's going on for my good friends? Let's get this energy going, this card out here nice and quick. What is happening? Beautiful. Okay, focus, spiritual protection. I really do love this card, and it does seem very simple, but there's a lot of layers here. Anything from focus to manifestation and the spiritual protection. And we're going to go much more in depth with this. Before we do, though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the September subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk more in depth about this card. So we see this individual, and it's hard to make out, but if you look here in the background, it's actually an angel. It has angel wings. Vitruvian man right on the head, and notice it's looking right at that baby. So the first thing I always think of is creation. Like, to me, it's like focused intent, manifesting, creating. So just know in this time for a lot of Cancerians, your abilities to manifest things into your life could be heightened. So get to visualizing, get to manifesting when this card shows up. But it's also about action. You know that. It's not just thinking something and hoping it appears. You got to make meaningful action. But aside from that, this is an extremely protective card as well. This angel is looking over this creation, this blessing, this abundance. So for a lot of you, maybe it's just some reassurance from your guides, your spirit team, your ancestors, like, hey, we're here, we're watching over you, we're helping you out, which is a really nice thing. But another message I always link to this is focus, because I always say that angel looks like it's deadlock focused on that creation right there, that baby. So for a lot of you, there could be certain situations, or one in particular, that's taken up the vast majority of your focus in this time. And Spirit's either telling you to broaden your focus or maybe continue to focus in. It really depends on what you're going through. But we're just going to leave them over there. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, I always say that first card here, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Shuffle it up one time here for the Cancerians. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading, my friends. It was a little dicey, I'm going to be honest with you. The reading was titled Beware of This Person. So a big thing I was picking up for a lot of the collective was that there might be somebody, whether a coworker, family member, whoever, where their intentions might not be, I don't want to say truthful, but clear, if that makes sense. It was like an odd energy, like from the outside coming in. So just keep your head on a swivel for the next couple of weeks. It seemed a little bit peculiar to me. So, and I know Cancerians are very intuitive individuals. So, I mean, you just keep that radar going. But let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So when we take this, how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards here for Cancer to start. What do we have in mid-September? What's going on? Thank you. Okay, Knight of Wands. He seems to be pretty popular this week. I've been picking up the Knight of Wands for a lot of different readings, starting off with a bang, starting off with a boom. Big fire sign, action-based energy to lead off here. Let's get a couple more, and we'll really see how this energy plays. Again, a lot of fire energy for a lot of the Zodiac, okay? We have the Page of Swords, so we got a lot of people now, okay, watching on. Let's get one more out here and see what's up. What do we have for Cancer? All right, all court cards. Lots of people here, Cancer. And I believe one of the earth signs, it might have been Virgo, had a very similar thing where there were just tons of like other individuals and people here. So you might be a little more popular than you normally are with all this court card energy. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes. Then we'll get into that juicy intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, yes, of course, there's some pretty major themes we're picking up already. Elementally, We got some fire, we got some air, we have some water, lots of internal energy here on the back end. The pages, the double pages, remember, these could either be people or themes that you might be experiencing right now in this time. And pages are full of youthfulness. It's a card of new endeavors, new things, new feelings, not fully realized. So it's like we have action, we have watching, we have talking, we have a card that represents you and other people. It seems very busy, 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 busy. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out. Position number one, we're starting with the Knight of Wands. So listen, I don't want to just lock in and say, oh, it could be an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, because to be honest with you, we have 3/4 of the whole damn zodiac out here, and we might have the whole thing by the time we're done. But yeah, the Knight of Wands is a big card of action. All knights represent action when you look at the court cards. If this isn't a particular individual, the Knight of Wands is making forceful, fast, explosive action. Now, this is good for switching things up. This is good for change, seeing results. This is very much action-oriented type of energy, so this could be good. Just know that this could also connect to your vitality, your energy levels. So whether your energy levels are low or whether they're spiking, which is what I've been seeing for a lot of the zodiac, like energy spiking for one reason or another. In its good sense, yeah, and it's also a communicator. That's what I'm saying. This is a messenger. These two are also messengers. So there's a lot of chit chat. There's a lot of socializing or talking, or just a super intense energy of socialization. But when it comes to the Knight of Wands, again, it's fire, and that could be unpredictable. Either it's getting a lot of big results or there's something unexpected or surprising about it. So we'll want to take a look at that and see what we could look at further. When we get to the challenges of this, aside from the unpredictability, I mean, this could represent certain individuals around you where they're a bit of a live wire. Either they're unpredictable, it's just a very fiery, brash type of persona. Moving to the center, we have the Knight of Swords. Complete flip-flop opposite here. So again, pages, they represent new, they represent youthfulness, they could represent children, air sign energy here. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. And I always say about all pages, including the one that we still have yet to come, they represent students, they represent messengers, and they represent things that are just getting underway. Now, out of all the pages, this one's the most offensive, so there could be something you're very skeptical about, whether it's a person, whether it's a situation. This is the card of keeping tabs, watching something. So whether you're under someone's microscope or whether, I mean, you have someone under yours, it really depends. And the way the energy was flowing, it's like this page was looking at this knight. So it was like observing from the outside looking in. So of course, there could either be something you're watching or someone's watching your moves and your actions, okay? To take it however it hits. Now, we're going to have to clarify to get more detail, especially with a lot of the similar themes. But again, all these people, all this talking, all this chit chat, and they're coming in a lot of different ways. Lots of different ways. So again, you might be a little more popular than you normally are when all this energy shows up. Onto the back end, we finally have a card that could represent you. We have the Page of Cups, water sign energy. And similar to this guy, yeah, it is about learning new things, new ideas, new businesses, new hobbies, you name it. It's all about new. But in my simplistic style, since this card could represent you, the clarifier could tell us something you might be feeling, something that could be coming towards you. But this page is different than this Page of Swords. This one is much more emotionally expressive. Yes, it's talking and it's just letting it spill. Now, this is a very good energy. But again, just like with this Page of Swords, it could be a little shy. It could be a little bashful. It's not fully developed just yet. So it's like, yeah, we have this energy that's moving, but these two are like kind of just getting started. So we're going to have to really see how this looks. But again, with all these people, like there could be a lot of chit chat and talking, or we're going to look and see what type of conversations could be coming your way. But when we get to the challenge of this Page of Cups, I mean, honestly, it could be suppression as well. So I want to dive deeper on all the Cancer. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for the Cancerians. What is happening? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Knight of Wands. And if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Cancer, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Knight of Wands time. What's going on? Quick, 2 cups. So people everywhere, Okay, so this is easily someone's energy coming towards you first and foremost. Now we have the Two of Cups. Could be a very close soul tie, close bond, someone that there's a lot of history with here possibly. And the Two of Cups in the upright is really good. It's like, all right, full steam ahead, let's go, let's do this. This is a really nice fired up type of energy, so I'm liking it, but I feel like it's just feeding in to all the individuals, all the people from the outside, from the inside. It's just, there's like a lot of energies to contend with. So I will say this, since I know water signs and specifically cancers are very, very intuitive, just know you could be highly affected in this time by energies around you, whether it's people you are very closely tied to, people that you're loosely tied to. I feel like an energy sponge type of thing showing up here, aside from all the talking, and we'll see what type of conversations are going to come up. I just feel you being influenced by others' energy, even if whether you realize it or whether you don't. Very highly intuitive with this. Now, again, the Two of Cups is very positive. I'm getting a good vibe here where it's like, all right, two thumbs up, go ahead, let's do this. So if you're having issues with someone right now, at the very least, this is something that had a lot of potential. But again, I don't want to just like hone this in on love alone because there's so many people here. So many people here. It can't just be that. So let's keep moving. Again, I feel like this more feeds into either someone's energy coming towards you or you just being influenced by various other energies. Let's keep moving. Why is that Page of Swords here? Why is the Page of Swords in the mix? Please. Thank you. Yeah, Four of Wands in reverse. Okay, so I will say this is absolutely the energy of somebody keeping tabs in one way or another with the Four of Wands in reverse. That's very spiritual as well with the Four of Wands, like the number sign synchronicities from spirit. So keep your eyes open for that because there is a strong spiritual undertone here. Now, the Four of Wands in reverse, it can represent change, shifting feelings, shifting emotions. It could also represent someone that's not too happy. So it's like the oddest thing where right here in the front, we have this like beautiful, lovely type of energy. And then it's like, boom, over here, it's disgruntled. So it's like we have this happy, smooth energy, this very disgruntled one here in the center. It is just telling me that there could be somebody watching. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real with you. And there's a lot of ways to do it. I'm not trying to creep anyone out or anything like that. It's just keeping tabs in their own way, checking in their own type of way. Now, for some of you, that might be something you're doing, right? Whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, it's like, okay, I'm going to observe for a minute. I'm not going to do much just yet, but I'm going to observe, then I'm going to make my move. It's like giving me that vibe because this is a card of change. We're just going to keep going. I feel like these energies are coming through very simple, straightforward. And this could really, this energy in the center, be linked to the vibe we were picking up last week. But let's see what that Page of Cups has to say. Let's see what that is. And we'll do a quick little recap. And you know what? I will say this too. The Four of Wands is a social card. It's a card of get-togethers and parties and stuff like that. So this is like a withdrawn type of energy. So for some of you, you might be in hermit mode or trying to be. That's like laying low. Someone's laying low. Let's see what's up with that page, and we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadows. So what's the page here? Thank you. Yeah, okay, waiting. All right, there could be somebody waiting on something. We do have the Three of Wands in the upright underneath this Page of Cups. Okay, so for some of you, yeah, there could be an important conversation or talk coming up. Because when I see the Three of Wands, aside from waiting on something, I do feel like it's something that's imminent. Okay, and like with all these different energies of different people, there could be a long overdue conversation or talk coming in, and it does feel like it's important or serious in its own way. So keep that in mind. But again, I don't feel like it's just going to be one. Like with all these different people, I feel like much more chatting, whether this is like stuff you have to do through work, or I just feel like even if you're not really feeling social, it's like it's still coming your way. Like that's just what's showing up. Now, the Three of Wands is a big card of manifesting and creating. I do like it. But again, whether that's something you've been waiting to talk about or whether it's someone waiting to hear from you, it's a possibility. To me, intuitively, it just feels like a conversation or talk that's long overdue. Okay, and there's like an importance or seriousness to it. So I mean, it could be this person's planning it out too. Like we got some very bizarre type of mixtures here. But there's just so many people, so many influences of energy. It's hard to pin down what's what. It's like it's all intermingling. So make sure, like, you might be feeling that within this week, and it feels complex. But let's go through and do a quick recap, and then we'll get into the shadow card. Position number one, we have the Knight of Wands with the Two of Cups. Beautiful energy. I mean, this is something that has a lot of potential, very close bond. I like it, and it's like 2 thumbs up, or this at least was very good at some point. I do like it, and it is a more prominent individual showing up here. Moving over to the center, there's a watcher somewhere in the midst. Okay, so you take it for whatever it's worth, whether it's like a work thing or a personal relationship thing. There is somebody here, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna keep tabs on this before I do anything, or it's just like keeping tabs in their own way. There is somebody watching something. That's just how it feels to me. On to the back end, we have the Page of Cups with the Three of Wands in the upright, and there could be some sort of long overdue talk that's important or serious that needs to be had. Could this all be connected? Absolutely. Could these be separate things? For sure, because like I've been saying, I'm picking up a lot of different people here for one reason or another. So do with that information what you will. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows for you, Cancer. I mean, that was definitely a reading this week. So it's like last week's reading was focused on others. Now this week's reading, it's like focused on others. Like your energy is like spread out, it feels. But yeah, let's see what's in the shadows. I always like to pull one at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing. So let's get your one. Let's get one shadow card here for the Cancers. Oh, and yes, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card flying. What do we got? There we go. Thank you. There you are. Okay, now finally you show up here, Cancer. I mean, yeah, the Page of Cups could have been you, but the Chariot shows up in the shadows. Now that is your card. It's one of your power cards within the whole entire tarot deck. So just know there could be certain situations where like the ball might be in your court, or you might have more say than you think you do. That's kind of how this feels to me, especially with this in the shadows. Very important that you don't just put your comfort, your well-being in the shadows to appease other people in this time. You might need to prioritize yourself when this shows up as a shadow card. But some things that we think about with the Chariot: distance, travel, your mode of transportation. So there could be situations involving all that. But it's moving forward in a direction. Okay, like, so for any of you, if you've been through or in situations that feel a little stagnant, like they're not moving, this is action coming in, and it's like, okay, well, if things have been stagnant, they're not going to be stagnant for long. Okay? That's just how that feels to me. Very simple, straightforward. So yeah, Cancer, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the September subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can check out my digital calendar at my website, mastermetaphysics.com. But for the September subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of one of my favorite decks of all time, the beautiful Wizard's Tarot. It's gorgeous and it works great. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, where would you like to go for your dream vacation? What are you manifesting? Let me know. Let's bring it to fruition. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you again.